Hi guys, welcome along to another video on the Ferrari. And what I'm going to be doing is changing the stereo today, just putting a proper Ferrari unit back in. Also, the battery tender, I'm going to move the position of that and put a new lead in. And then the other one is my alarm immobiliser is back. So I sent this unit off because when I got the car, basically I only had one key fob that worked. I'll explain a little bit about that and show you what we're going to do. Quite easy, but a guy called on the Ferrari chat forum, Eric 355, he's helped me out with that. Been a great help, done it at a good cost. So we're going to get that back in the car and hopefully we'll have a fully working alarm with 3 key fobs. So when I picked up the car, I picked it up with 3 key fobs, an original key, and obviously this aftermarket one that's been cut. And I did have the Ferrari slip with the pin number on it, and was under the impression that we could use the pin number and get this key fob back working. So I picked it up. I thought I was in a good place with having a full set, but it turns out this key fob had been cloned. So cloning is a process basically where they make this key fob think it's this key fob, so that's what the car knows. It says we've both got 2 A's and no B. But what happens is they get out of sync, so you've got to press this one twice if this one's been used once, and vice versa. So I ended up to actually find that out, I ended up pressing the key fob about 60 times, and eventually it did unlock the car, and that confirmed that that was a clone. So there was at least I could get the car started, get it driving, but it wasn't ideal. So Ferrari want thousands because they'll sell you a complete new unit with 3 new fobs. The whole works, and it's an absolute fortune, and you have to then have them fit it. As I say, went on the Ferrari chat, loads of help with this, and basically, guy over in France, he's sorted it out. So he's took my 3 key fobs, reprogrammed them, give me a pin number, redone the immobiliser, give me the pin number for that. So this is all ready to go back in the car. And then, because I didn't have one of the leather jackets, I bought a little red one to go with that, and I bought this key from Fonza. That was over in America. I got that shipped over, so I'll get that key cut to match, and I'll make that now my new key. Obviously I've got an original radio to go back in. This is from actually a 430, and then new battery tender. So I'm going to tackle all those jobs today. So the first thing first, we'll get this back in the car. Right, so this being a right-hand drive car, in the manual it'll say take the panel out behind the driver's seat. Obviously it's the passenger seat with it being a right-hand drive car. So I've got the passenger seat fully forward, and basically there's a carpeted panel that sits here. It's held in by 5 screws. Remove that, isolate the battery, remove these leads which are bolted onto the front of this cover, and there's also an earthing point, and then there's a couple of bolts hold this in, and then this obviously folds forward. Our unit is going to get plugged in and then basically drop on there, fasten up into place. So it's a bit of a plug and play unit, not a difficult job whatsoever. So I'll get this chucked in, and then we'll back up, and then while we're in here, this is where I want to move the battery tender to, because at the minute my battery tender lead is in the footwell hanging down, and I don't particularly like the look of that. So it'll be a lot neater in behind the seat. This plate, put three bolts into the plate, just hold it in. And the next thing while I'm here is I'm going to fit this comfort indicator for my C-Tech. So the comfort one's got these LEDs, tells you the state of the battery, red, amber, green, which is quite nice. And what we're going to do is connect it in onto the live here, and then there's actually a little earth that goes in here, so dead simple, put that on. Now this one is the 8mm eyelets on it, obviously to match these studs, because you can get this in various different sizes. You can get a 6 and a 10 mil eyelets on it, so but it eight's the right one for this application. So we're going to just open that up, bolt that on. So I'll just run it up into this corner, the LEDs on the back, got my earth on here, obviously gone down to this set of lives here. So I'll turn the battery back on at this point. A little tip as well, if you do isolate your battery under here, always leave the bonnet open. I know there is a manual pull, it just makes it a little bit easier. Another little thing is, under this cover, so I removed it just to check, from the factory you could option up a battery tender, and this is where your plug socket would have been. This car obviously wasn't optioned with that, but just for anybody on a bit of future interest, because if you have got that, it's a 3-pin plug, so it has a message back off alive, so that the car won't start if you actually got the tender plugged in. And now we can see we've got a red LED flashing. Obviously I'll be putting it back onto the tender, but yeah, we're good, we're working there. So the next thing is just to put the carpet cover back over this, and I'm going to run the aerial wire from that alarm unit, just going to run it up here. Apparently if you run it up into the bottom of that mesh, you get a bit better signal, so you've got a bit more range on your remote fobs. That's the carpeted piece back in, just held in with these posi screws. It's just all need nipping up now. I think you'll agree, it's going to leak a lot neater solution from where the battery tender is going to come in. That's the battery tender in place now. Cable will fit through the door, no problem. So a lot neater, nicer solution for that. Right, let's get on with swapping this radio out. So this Alpine unit was what was in the car when I bought it. Somebody swapped it out for a CD. This probably would have come with a Becker tape cassette, so I understand why somebody swapped it probably back out years ago. So I've popped the front off, popped the surround off, it just came unclipped, and then I just used a couple of plastic prying tools just to bring this unit forward now and out. We should find, hopefully, the original plugs I'm planning, is what I'm planning on finding. Oh yes, we've got the original one, so this should be a nice simple job of a plug and play. I'll get those just disconnected, take this out, and then we've got the 430 unit to go in. And I bought this off eBay, didn't have a code, but there's plenty of websites. If you go online for 6 to 10 quid, punch in your serial number and your model number, and they'll give you a call within 5 or 10 minutes for the radio. So I'll just unplug these, get this out. It's a bit difficult to do with one hand. Just 2 plugs in, nice and easy. One for the speakers, the other one that gives it the live and everything. Because no one's played around with the wiring, it's just a straight plug and play. And obviously the aerial. Drop this in, should be able to punch the code in, and hopefully have a working stereo. Yep, punch my code in, that's working. We've got a good working stereo now. Speakers all work, everything. And looks a lot better and matches everything in the dash and how it should be. So I'm very happy with that. And then with this being a 431, it is actually a single slot CD. To be fair, it won't get much use because one of the things that's going to be going on this is a new exhaust. And I think I'd sooner listen to that when I take it out on them special days. So I just need to remove this old tender that was in the car when I got it, dangling in the passenger footwell. Straightforward, just pull this bit of carpet back, which is just velcroed. There's 2 bolts there, so just a quarter drive 10mm a socket. That'll undo this plate, and then sitting behind here is our battery, and obviously I've got just to remove this and take this out of the car. Easy peasy. So one issue I have found is the alarm key fobs are back working, locking and unlocking the door, so that's good. That all works, what Eric's done for me, brilliant, dead happy with that. But I have found that the siren is not working, so stripped it out. Someone's been into it before because it was held together with tape, and what we've got, if I can show you on camera, is basically one of the batteries has sort of leaked and ruined that board, so I am going to have to get myself a new siren. So what you find is with those battery lights, there's the red LED at the side of the steering wheel. That'll stay on all the time to indicate there's a battery fault with that. So yeah, we'll get one. We'll be making, I'll do a little video on where that goes and how it fits in. Quite a simple job, and there'll be plenty more to come. As you might see, there's a 430 exhaust there, which is going to get modified to fit on and gives that challenge to the early sound. And then there's also going to be some paint work and that getting done on the car. So much more to come. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye bye.